Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yes. Start of the Rugby Championship.
Yes.
It's been a while since we've had a start like that.
Yeah, no, it was... we were worried. How many... only one out of... I don't know how many...
Yeah, 1 out of 12 or something.
In Brisbane. And we don't have a good record against Australia, actually. Which doesn't necessarily mean that next week will be easy.
No.
But yeah, a good day. I mean, just sort of overpowered them, right?
Oh. We didn't make any predictions because we didn't know how it was going to turn out.
Yeah.
We, because of our poor record in Australia and I don't want to say that the Aussies are poor, but it's just they have not been themselves the last year or two. We can probably blame the situation with Eddie Jones arriving there, leaving, firing Dave Rennie, that sort of thing. So it was just nice. It was just a nice surprise to see us smash them.
Nice for us, yeah. It's just a pity about all the cards, and all of them sort of, there was nothing too strange. I think Luke Pierce had a really good game.
Yeah.
With a whistle. JC was complaining because he said he slapped the ball up, but it's sort of the same as taking a run up to clean out in a ruck. Just don't go for intercepts.
Yeah.
Unless the ball sort of...
It must literally land in your hands.
Land in your hands. It's too risky. I suppose if you want to go for one, if you're 33, 32.
Yeah.
If you're 32-0 up or 33-7 up or whatever, I suppose that's the time when you can go for one and not make it. Maybe a little bit harsher, Yellow. I don't know.
I think it was out of his reach completely.
Yeah,
that's actually the problem. It was just too far away.
Yeah, so it wasn't realistic.
Yeah. But okay, let's be constructive about it. I'm thinking now, guys that impressed me, Ngome Zulu. So it wasn't just the flash little back hand pass or whatever you want to call it. It wasn't only that.
Yeah.
It was also, I thought his work rate was great.
Yes. Yeah, he's got his well, we don't need to compare him to anybody. Don't have to want to necessarily fall into that trap. Let's just give him what he deserves. I think he's a nice big unit. Obviously, what I really like is that he does the basics well. I mean, he makes mistakes. He made mistakes but it was like his second test that he made mistakes.
That first kick was horrible.
Yes, first kick that must have been just nerves of the huge occasion. And then he kicked a difficult one. But I just think he's really solid. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. And he doesn't try too many crazy things. He just does his job. But he also is very talented and he can create from nothing. I mean, he can get clean gaps from nothing as well.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how many tackles he made and how many rucks he climbed into.
Yeah.
Because it just felt like he wasn't just playing fly off, he was trying to do everything.
Yes, yes.
I was mentioning the backhand pass just now.
Yeah.
But we speak about it often. We're not huge on the flash players.
Yeah.
But what was really impressive on that one backhand pass that he made is that he was under serious pressure. Suddenly we were under pressure and he turned that pressure into suddenly this opportunity.
Yes.
Which is kind of, you said we don't want to sort of compare him, but it's kind of Dan Carter-esque.
Yes, it is kind of. And the accuracy of it and the effortlessness, if that is a word, of it, where it sort of just happened. You're like, did I see that?
Yeah.
Is that really what happened?
Yeah.
And the play just carries on and it's just flowing and he's not celebrating his pass or anything like that. It's just that's just in the moment what he thought was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And hopefully he can stay grounded like that. And,
it was like awareness. He even though he was under that pressure, he knew, he could see where his guys were.
First start in Test rugby.
Yeah. What did you think of Ulrich Lowe?
I think he did his job, the eighth man required job really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same again, I think there have been players in the past who you see more of, but I don't think he'll let you down in the test match. I think he'll do the basics really well and he'll do it properly. He gets over the gain line. He's a big unit. He's got good hands. He's got good skills. He's good at picking the ball up behind the scrum. He can make meters. He's tall. He's a line-out option. So I don't think we should pick guys that aren't real eighth men.
Yeah.
Like a Kwacha, like that anymore. If we've got guys like these, give them the opportunity to play on the biggest stage. Yeah. What did you think?
Yeah, I thought he was very solid. Solid. I think he gets maybe more than a pass mark. In terms of, you mentioned the gain line carries that he made. I thought he carried the ball very, very well. And he made he was almost fulfilling that Dwayne role, like very close to next to the ruck sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I thought his defense, he was very aware on defense. I think he's definitely, after Jasper Visser, I would say he's maybe the second choice, maybe.
Yeah.
For now.
Pity about the locks, hey? Erge and then Ruan Orkier, Peter Steff stepping in. He had quite a big game.
I just thought he was amazing.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, it just gives you so many options. Ben Jason Dixon as well, sort of what we said last time, is that you almost didn't see him, but you didn't see him make mistakes either.
Yeah, so he was, to me, he was a little bit quieter than Elrich, but purely because an eighth man should be doing more carries. In a game where we had a lot of the ball, you're going to see Elrich a bit more. But as you say, like, I hate to do this, but like coming back to our dear Ruas. Like, you see that guy a lot making mistakes as well.
Yes,
Whereas, I don't know, it's maybe just a preference, but I like how Ben Jason Dixon and Ulrich Lowe were just quietly going about their business.
Doing everything that's required of them.
That's required.
Yeah. But obviously, Springbok rugby, you want someone who you really see and you really like knock players back and steal balls and hit gaps and that sort of thing. So there, I'm still looking to a injury-free Hanekom or something like that in the future. But if Dixon needs to step up, he'll do the job. I'm pretty sure. So the locks, I mean,
guys, I guess the locks. I saw today they said that John Klein is no longer injured.
Close to fitness.
But they were also talking about getting that is it Janssen van Rensburg, who plays at, I think he's at Montpellier or somewhere.
Okay,
having him on just
as a backup now, as a standby. Maybe one of the Dupree brothers or something.
But anyway, like regarding the game, like I think Wallabies just not where they were supposed to be. A week is a long time, so they can obviously change for next week. But it's hard. Like there's not much to say about them because they hardly had the ball, and when they had it, they kicked it too long, or they knocked the ball on.
Made mistakes.
They couldn't build much pressure because whenever they were in our 22, we would either turn it over, or they'd knock the ball on, or they'd kick it away.
I think they stole one line out, but the scrums were super dominant. It's just a very tough day. They haven't had. It's rough to say things like that, but they haven't had standout props and stuff in quite a while. So that's always going to be a bit of a struggle.
Quadzilla.
But carrying the ball, but not necessarily scrumming, you know.
But it's not just the props. I mean, all those locks and is it John Eales? No. And
no, maybe it's like Wales. I mean, they've got Joe Schmidt in there now, who's obviously a world-class coach, and maybe he just doesn't have the players to choose from. It's a rebuilding phase, and we hope it's a proper rebuilding phase.
Joe Schmidt is a proper coach.
If
he can't do it, then it's then the system is broken. But it's not lacquer to watch these podcasts and that where Quade Cooper and those guys are like, they don't know. They're like, this might be definitely we're not going to see the golden era come back. The 90s where they had such great players.
It's not a massive player pool to choose from, but if Australia is a sport-mad country.
Yeah.
They won the 5th most medals in the Olympics,
Yeah.
or 6th most, with a population of what?
Like 28 mil.
20 odd million. It's small, fairly small. And so if they make the right decisions and they put money in the right places, then surely they can pick it up, which will be good.
It will be good.
Yeah,
Like it will only be good for the Rugby Championship. And we're saying all this, but like I said, on Saturday they could smash us. We don't know.
But generally good across the park. I mean, Kurt Lee was great. Jesse hit a clean gap to create a try pass that looked a bit forward, but after a few looks it looked flat, eh?
So flat.
Yeah. And Cheslin was good, and Villy made one very big mistake where he should have passed to his outside immediately as soon as he got the ball. I mean, how couldn't the whole world could see that overlap?
Yeah, that's a funny thing about Villy. Like he's got probably the most try assists, but then the most obvious try assist he doesn't go for.
But other than that, there were times where he sort of looked to kick and then passed instead, and it led to tries.
Yeah,
you know? And maybe he didn't make the last pass, but he got the move going.
Got us going forward. Yeah, No. Apart from that shocker, the rest of the game I thought he was good.
Yeah, good under the high ball. Defense was decent, and all that. So I mean, generally both the scrum halves I thought were quite good. So generally a very good game, except for the discipline.
Yeah.
Marco van Staden.
What was it, 3 yellows?
Yeah, that's a bit
Marco
rough.
van Staden is like a yellow card magnet.
The one, I think it was Rob Valentini. I know it's nothing you can do, but the guy running at you with his entire face facing the ground. I mean, where the hell are you supposed to tackle that guy?
Yeah.
You know, you sort of have to let him go and then tackle him like over his back or something, because his head is like the only target almost.
Yeah.
But I don't know, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
It's almost becoming a thing like you've got to let him through and then sort of try and tackle him from behind, because there's going to be head contact somewhere.
Yeah. Or you're going to get a knee to your head.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Or you're going to come second in that collision.
Yeah.
But
then at the same time, that's good technique. You know, from the guy with the ball. If you want to...
Yeah, you got to go in low.
You got to go in low. Anyway. But should we chat a little bit about the All Blacks?
Yeah, I think we should just mention it. I couldn't watch the entire game intently. We had a few things that we needed to do. But obviously saw some of the important parts, and just like an extremely intense Argentina, and sort of, we mentioned it last time, whereas I also think that the current player pool is just not quite there.
Yeah.
It sounds rough to say that about New Zealand.
Yeah. Or their players maybe overseas. Maybe they need to change that policy.
That's also a very good point, yeah.
I mean, under no circumstances you shouldn't be playing without Richie Manga. No ways.
No.
The guy's too good.
Yeah.
I think
but just not enough happening, eh? It's just like very basic stuff. Okay, Scott Robertson hasn't been there for long, and he wants them to play in a certain way, and it takes a while. But if I compare Sevu Reece and Mark Telea to Rocco Thocco and Doug Howlett, I don't know.
Yes, they rate. Look, Mark Telea breaks a lot of tackles. Yes, he's very evasive, but if he's being completely marked because if you think about the All Blacks of old, is like the entire team is busy keeping your defense busy, even though they're not actually, even though they don't have the ball. It's every ruck, someone's pulling a jersey, keeping you in the ruck, someone's running an angle, whatever, and it's just like, it's a little bit like they seem a bit disjointed. Like
like John Kerwin keeps saying, why isn't the rest of the world playing the way the All Blacks play? Maybe the All Blacks should start playing like the rest of the world.
A little bit like the rest of the world, a little bit more organised.
Yes, a little bit more organised in Test rugby. I mean, playing like the Crusaders and the Blues in Test rugby, every now and then throwing a Hail Mary pass that goes over the sideline and stuff like that. Maybe that's not maybe that's not the way to go anymore.
I don't know. That being said, again, the All Blacks are probably going to score 50 points on Saturday.
Yeah. No, they'll probably beat us in South Africa twice.
Yeah.
You know, when they come here.
So it's like their consistency, I don't know. It's like, you don't, even though like we obviously Springbok fans, we don't like seeing the All Blacks lose to a team like Argentina in New Zealand. Like, I want to win there. I want the Springboks to win there. I don't want, like,
but it's the second year in a row now that they've lost.
Yeah, it was in 2022.
2022 and again in 2024 that they've lost to Argentina in New Zealand. I mean, for New Zealand rugby, that is a disaster.
That's terrible. I mean, if it happened
to
us,
that is an absolute disaster.
But at the same time, Argentina almost beat us at Ellis Park last year.
Yeah.
So they're like a funny team.
They're good. They're a good team.
Like,
you can never underestimate.
Yeah, you actually play better in Argentina against them than you play at home. For some reason, they have an extra gear when they play in your backyard.
I can imagine Philippe Contepomi must be quite an astute coach. If I have to think the kind of player that he was.
Yeah, I mean, he was part of the team, like the first Argentinian team that made it to the semis of 2007.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, so lots to contemplate for Scott Robertson, and also the same thing. I mean. No, actually, I don't mind it that much if they don't win every single game. It's okay if they lose one every now and then.
It takes the pressure off of us a little bit.
It makes it interesting.
But obviously, going forward now, we're gonna have to beat Australia no matter what on Saturday. We have to win that game. We have to beat Argentina both games.
Yeah.
Because the All Blacks are going to get a bonus point against Argentina this Saturday. They're going to smash Australia by a bonus point both games. So it's just. This mustn't let us immediately people on the groups are like,
that time is done and this and that.
Yeah, and they're like, now this is our year. Now we're going to take it. Like,
no. I
don't want us to get ahead of ourselves.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I'll be happy if we beat them once in South Africa.
Yeah.
Out of the two games.
Yeah, and then lose with a bonus point the second one.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
I'll be very sad. I won't be happy about it.
No, but I mean, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cheers.